Hey guys, today I'm gonna walk you through the process on how you can make this crochet top. I've actually featured this top in my previous video. If you haven't seen that, please click on the link below. So these are the things that you will need. You will need a fingering weight yarn, a couple of stitch markers, yarn needle, a scissor, and a 3mm crochet hook. So the first thing you want to do is to make a magic ring and work 12 single crochet into the magic ring. Once you have 12 single crochet, you're going to slip stitch at the very first single crochet that you just did. Round 2, you're going to chain 3 and double crochet in the same stitch. After that, you can just work 2 double crochet in each of the stitches around. At the end of this round, you're going to slip stitch at the third chain, the very top chain of your beginning chain 3. For the next round, we're going to chain 3 and work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. After that, we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and work 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So basically, this is going to be the pattern for the rest of the stitches. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 2 double crochet. Again, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, 2 double crochet, and repeat that for the rest. At the end of this round, we're going to slip stitch again at the third chain or the very top chain of your beginning chain 3. For the next round, we're going to chain 1, and that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we're going to work a single crochet in the same stitch like so, and work another single crochet in the next stitch. After that, we're going to do a popcorn stitch into the chain space from the previous row. So if you don't know yet how to do the popcorn stitch, I have a separate video for that. The link is in the description box. You can just check that one out if you like. So once you have your popcorn, we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So basically, this is going to be the pattern for this round. 2 single crochet, popcorn, 2 single crochet, popcorn, and you're going to repeat that all around until you get to the very last stitch. As you can see, our flower is starting to form now. It's really looking nice. I actually made a coaster pattern as well using this very similar style, and if you're interested, you could check that one out as well. The link is below. Everything is in the description box below. Okay, so once you get to the very end, you're going to slip stitch in the very first single crochet and then chain 3 for the next round. So after that, we're going to work a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 3, skip the popcorn stitch, and work 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So basically, this is going to be the pattern for this round. Chain 3, skip the popcorn stitch, 2 double crochet, and you're going to keep on repeating that all the way around until you get to the very end. At the end of this round, you're going to slip stitch again in the top chain of your beginning chain 3s. Now we're going to fasten this off and cut our yarn. So if you take a look at the flower, you will see that there are 12 double crochet cluster. And what I would like you to do is attach a stitch marker in one of those clusters. So for example, this one right here, we're going to attach the stitch marker in between those 2 double crochets. After that, we're going to skip 4 clusters and then attach another stitch marker into the next one. Now we will skip the next cluster and attach the last stitch marker into the next cluster. So now we're gonna be working on our underbust or our band. So let's begin this by chaining 17. Once you have 17 chains, work 1 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and double crochet in each of the chains across. At the end of this row, we're going to chain 3, turn your work, and now we go to row 2. Row 2, we will not be working in the stitches, but we will be working in the back loop only. So row 2, double crochet back loop only in the next stitch, and do that for all of the stitches across. So this is the pattern that we will be working in the next rows. So repeat row 2 64 times or until the band fits perfectly in your underbust. That is the area under your breasts, and basically you will be stretching the band to its full potential and at the same time wrapping it around your underbust until the 2 ends of the band will be able to touch each other. So once you're done with your band, we're going to be working along the sides. So let's start that by chaining 1 to build up our yarn and work 2 half double crochet in each of the rows across. So 2 half double crochet in the first row, another 2 double crochet in the next row, and you're going to do that all the way until the end. For the next row, we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and now we will be working in the back loop. So for the next row, work half double crochet, back loop only in the next stitch, and do that for all of the stitches across. At the end of this row, we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're just going to repeat what we did in the previous row. So half double crochet, back loop only in the next stitch, and do that for all of the stitches across. At the end of this round, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for the next row, we're going to find our 2 center stitches from the previous row. So when you find your 2 center stitches, you're going to attach a stitch marker on both of those stitches. So once you've done that, we're going to work a half double crochet, back loop only in the next stitch, and you're going to do that for all of the stitches across until you get to your first stitch marker. Now once you get there, you're going to take your stitch marker off and add another stitch. Now at this point, we can take our flower. Now if you look at it, you will see that our upper part are the ones with the green stitch markers, and the lower part is the one with the blue stitch marker. Now we will take the lower part, take the stitch marker off, and then we can work a single crochet into that center space between the 2 double crochet. And now we can continue with our stitches. So we can now remove our second stitch marker and continue with a half double crochet, back loop only into that stitch, and for the rest of the stitches also. At the end of this row, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and now we will be working 2 rows at the same time. So half double crochet in the next stitch, just the normal half double crochet, not going in the back loops, and do that for all of the stitches across until you get to the center part of your band. And what I mean by that is we will be leaving 4 stitches in the center unworked, so we will not add any stitch in these 4 stitches right here. Yeah, so okay, so once you're at the center, do not add any stitch in these 4 stitches right here, and it's gonna look like there's 5 stitches there, but if you turn your work, you will see in the other side that there are only 4 stitches. So just beware, or yeah. Now we're going to chain 1, and then we will connect our flower again. So in the second cluster right here, in the bottom right of your flower, you will add a single crochet into that space in between the 2 double crochet. So now we will turn our work, and then we can continue by doing a half double crochet in the next stitch and for all of the stitches across. Now we can just cut this off and continue at the other side. Now for the other side, we will have to connect our yarn in the first stitch, work a half double crochet in that same stitch, continue until you reach the center part, leave 4 stitches unworked, and just repeat what we did earlier. Now we're gonna start the cups by chaining 23. Once you have 23 chains, work a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and do that for all of the stitches across. Now when you get to the end of the row, we will add 2 double crochet in the last chain, chain 1, and add another 3 double crochet in the very same chain. So now we are doing our turn so that we can work on the other side of our row. So now we will do a double crochet in the next stitch, working at the other side of our row, and then just continue adding 1 double crochet in every stitch across the row until you get to the end. At the end of the round, we're going to add our last double crochet in the top chain of our turning chains. Chain 3, turn your work, and now we proceed to row 2 or round 2. And for this round, since our beginning chain 3 already count as a stitch, so we will start our next double crochet in the next stitch. So double crochet in the next stitch and double crochet in all of the stitches until we get to the middle part of our cup. So you're going to repeat that until you get here in the center chain 1 space. Okay, so once you get to the middle part, we will now be working in the center chain 1 space, the one right here in the middle part of your cup. So into the center chain 1 space, we will work a 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, all in that same center chain 1 space. So now we will just continue adding 2 double crochet in each of our stitches across until we get to the end of this round. For the next rounds, we're going to repeat row 2 8 times. Or if you prefer, you can add as many rows as you like, but that also depends on your cup size. So if you have a bigger cup, you may need to add more chains at the very beginning and then continue with row 2 and repeat that until you are satisfied with your cup. So here is my cup, but I think I'll add another round for maybe just a little bit of coverage. Once you have your cup, you can easily make the second one as well. Also, don't forget to leave a relatively long tail for seaming. Up to this point, I would like you to lay your project flat, and we are going to connect our cups to our band using a stitch marker, and then it will be easier for us to sew later on. Now we will also do that for the other side of the cup, but we first need to stretch the band as much as it allows you to stretch, and then mark the other side of the cup with another stitch marker. Now we'll need to count how many stitches are there from the first stitch marker to the second stitch marker. And by doing so, we will be able to easily and evenly mark the stitches for the other side of your project for the second cup. Now, if you prefer, you can also secure the middle part. So now take the long tail from the cup, and using a yarn needle, start sewing across with a woven or mattress stitch, or any technique that you prefer. Fasten and do the same thing for the other side. Up to this point, you can also weave your ends. So we are almost done. Now for the front closure, chain 200 and work a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and single crochet in all of the chains across. Now you can just attach that to the front like you tie your shoelaces. Now for the shoulder straps, we're going to slip stitch at the stitch marker space in the flower and then chain 60. Now the number of chains also depends because we all vary in length as far as shoulder to torso, so just chain as much as you need to fit your size. Now, without twisting your chains, we're going to slip stitch in the center chain 1 space at the top of your cup. Chain 1, and now you can just cut your yarn and leave it as is, but I like my strap to be a little bit more durable, so turn your work, single crochet in the first chain and all of the chains across, and repeat that for the other strap as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you will love making this crochet top as well. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.